Fine. Okay, so in the last class we were discussing this number guess game, and what we wanted was that okay, but so far this program asks the users to guess a random number generated by the program, and it can give the feedback whether his guess was right or his guess was lower or higher. But it would be better if we had the program like repeatedly prompt the user after giving the feedback as to whether his guess was higher or lower. We would want him to guess again. Okay, we want to repeat this till he guesses the number right. Okay, so to implement such repetitive operations, Python provides certain control structures. So those control structures are the while statement and the for statement, or also they are also called as the loops because they run repeatedly. Okay, so first we will see a simple example of the while, and later we will incorporate that into our number guess game. Okay, so the general syntax for the while loop is we write the keyword while. Okay, and then like in the case of our if expression, same way we give a conditional expression here or a boolean expression. So because it is a boolean expression, it when it gets executed it will evaluate to either true or false. And we have a block of statements which we call suite one. Okay, so here also we leave a tab to indicate that these particular set of instructions belong to the while block. So the difference between if and while is, in case of the if statement, if the condition is true, the block is executed only once. Okay, and then control goes on to the next statement. Whereas in case of the while statement, the condition is tested first. If the condition is true, it will execute this block of statements. Okay, that we call suite one or block statement one. After that, unlike if, it doesn't go for further in the program, rather it will recheck the condition. If the condition is again true, it will re-execute suite one. So this process will be repeated till this condition becomes false. Like for example, if you have a pack of cards, let's say, and you want to draw 10 cards. Okay, so now tell me what would be the procedure, how would you think algorithmically, how would you draw out the cards so that you draw only 10 cards. First, do you think it's a repetitive operation, the example that I gave you?
Um, so, no.
Hmm? Try to understand the question. I give you a pack of cards. Okay, I don't know how many cards are there, but there are some multiple cards. The cards. Okay, let's say it is more than 10 only. So from this pack of cards, I want you to uh, count and pick 10 cards. So when you're doing this, does it involve any repetitive operations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of operations are repeated?
Like to pick each card, like that operation will be repeated 10 times.
Okay, yeah. So, and like I pick a card and I count one. Okay, next I pick another card, I count two. I keep on doing this. Okay, till I have drawn 10 cards. Okay, when the count becomes 10, I stop drawing the cards, and then we say that okay, we have picked up 10 cards. Okay, so this is the example of a repetitive operations. Uh, so now Let's look at the same job. Instead of picking 10 cards, let's say we will print 10 numbers. Okay, but when I run the program should print numbers in a specific range, or say, for example, 1 to 10. Okay, so let's write a program. Go to the spider. Okay, write the program along with me. Okay, type this 3 lines of code. Also, I have to update count. Okay. Did you finish typing the program? These 4 lines.
Yes, sir.
Okay, run the program. Tanmay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you finish?
Yes, sir. I'm running it.
Yeah. Okay. So are you getting the desired output here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So you can see the program displaying values from 1 to 10. Okay. Can you modify this program to display values from, let's say, 21 to 30?
For count, we can put like the way, like we can put the value 21, and then
Yeah,
while
yeah,
count.
yeah, yeah. Try that. Make the change. Run and see for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an example of a repeated operation. Okay. So here, what we have done is we have taken a variable count. Okay. We have set its value to be 1, and we want to print the values from 1 to 10. Okay. That's why we are specifying the loop condition, the while loop condition, as count is while count is less than or equal to 10. Okay, as long as this condition is true, keep repeating these two operations. What is the first operation? Print the value in the count variable. After that, update the value in the count variable. Okay, Tanmay, can you tell me what is line number 13 doing?
Line 13 says that one, uh, from numbers 1 to 9, 10, sir. I don't understand
10
actually.
is not mentioned there, right? Okay, so what operator is this? Plus equal to is a compound assignment. Okay, assignment operators, when we discussed, we had discussed this compound assignment operator. So this is the same as writing count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, rather than that, okay, you can write it in a short form instead of this. Okay, I will make that a comment. Count plus is equal to 1. Okay, so both of these mean one and the same. Am I getting an error? So not percentage hash. Okay, fine. Yeah. So this is called as the shorthand assignment. If you remember back, okay. So what I do is after displaying 1, what is the next value to be displayed? 2. Okay, to get 2, what we should do? We should add 1 to 1. Okay, then we get 2. That is what we are doing. So count becomes 2 after this operation. Next, in the next, so we call this iteration. Each run, we call it as one iteration. Okay, so let me explain from the beginning. Count is 1. Okay, in the first run or first iteration, count is checked against 10. Is 1 less than or equal to 10? The condition is true. So it prints the value of count, which is 1. Okay, you can see here 1 being printed. After that, count value is updated, where we do where we add 1 to the contents of count. Count already has 1. If you add 1 to it, it becomes 2. Okay. Next, after executing this line 13, what you have to observe is the control goes back to 11. Okay, it re-executes. That's why we call this repetition or looping. Okay, so it will again check the condition. Count is less than or equal to 10. So what is the new value in count now at this point?
So from where are you talking about, like new value from what?
After the first iteration,
So it'll be 2.
like it would be 2. Okay, so first iteration, when it ran the first iteration, count had a value 1. When it runs line number 13, count's new value will be 2. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. So again, when we check count is less than or equal to 10, this condition should be treated as 2 less than or equal to 10. 2, yes, it is less than or equal to 10, condition is true again, so we print the value of count. So the current value of count is 2, so it prints it onto the screen. You can see the output screen here. Next, we update the count. What is the new value of count? It would be 3. Again, check whether 3 is less than or equal to 10 and so on. Okay, so condition is true, it will print 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 also. After this, after let's say the print statement has printed the value of 10, what is the final value in count? Can someone tell me what is the final value in count?
10.
10, sir.
Huh? Count was 10. Okay, 10 is less than or equal to 10 is true. It printed the value of 10. Okay, after that, what is the next value?
So it's just that it won't continue after 10.
Uh, no, I'm not asking whether it continues or not. I'm asking the final value in count.
It'll be 10.
It won't, right?
Why, sir? I didn't get that part.
If the value of count was 10, the condition is true.
Yes,
10 is
sir.
less than or equal to 10 is true, right?
Yes, sir.
So it will print the value of count. Okay, it will print 10. Afterwards, when it executes line number 13, what will be the value of count then?
11.
11. Okay, count gets updated to 11. Now you have to observe. Okay, Tanmay, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I need you to pay attention here. You have to understand these things, okay? The if condition and while are things that are very much fundamental to programming. Okay, you'll be using them so many times. So I want you to understand here, okay, how things work. So the value of count becomes 11. Okay, this point, uh, again the condition is checked. 11 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, so is the condition true or false, Tanmay? 11 less than or equal to 10?
False.
False. So when the condition is false, okay, so till this time, because the condition was true, it was executing these two statements. Okay, once the condition fails, okay, it skips the body of the while loop. We call this as the body of the while loop or the while block. Okay, all of them mean the same, and tries to go on to the next instruction, but in our program there is no next instruction, it stops. Okay, so you could see that it prints only till 10, but you should not understand that the final value of count will be 10. Final value of count is actually 11. Okay, only then the condition will fail, and then the loop will terminate. Okay, so another important thing that we have to take care while writing programs is we should write loops such that they would terminate after some finite number of instructions. Okay, so let's say suppose if I had written count greater than or equal to 10, what do you think would have happened?
It would have gone to infinity.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. It would repeatedly keep counting, but anyway, initially itself, the control will not enter the while loop will not be executed at all. Can you tell me why? Assume that this is a different program. What will be the output? If I try running this program, you will see that the program output is nothing. Why was it?
because 1 is not greater than 10.
Yes, yes. So first count is set to the value 1, and first time only the condition fails. 1 is not greater than 10. Okay. But if I write it this way, count is equal to 10, and while count is greater than or equal to 10, then it will keep printing numbers repeatedly, okay, without end. Okay, only only when the system runs out of memory or something like that, the program will stop. Okay, so which is not a desired behavior. For example, let me show here. Can you see here? It's keep on printing infinite numbers. Okay, are you able to see the output here running continuously?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, so we don't want that to happen in our programs. Okay, so I had to forcibly terminate it. So this is how a while loop works. Okay, let's further do this. Let's see. Okay, I will include a print statement. Finished printing. Okay, I will include some message here. So let's run the program. So what you have to understand here is again like in case of the if statement. Okay, usage of tabs matter. Print and count are written at one tab space. So that's why they are considered to be part of the while loop and they are repeatedly executed. However, is this print statement part of the while loop? Do you think it is part of the while loop?
No, sir.
No, right? Why? Why do you think it's not part of the while loop?
So because it's not part of its block, there's no tab space between
Tab,
that.
yeah. So it has not been indented with a tab. Suppose say I do this. Okay. Now let's run the program. See now it repeatedly prints finished printing. Okay, because of a tab, now even this print statement is part of the while loop. Okay, so you have to decide according to your problem statement which instructions need to be repeated and which not to be repeated. Okay, by that can be done by appropriate usage of the tab spaces. Okay, so in this case Finish printing needs to be printed only once at the end. That's why I have written it outside the while loop, okay, without any tab spaces. So now it prints the values 1 to 10 and then displays finished printing. Okay. Uh, now, another thing that we have to see is if you look at the values of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, how they are being displayed. Okay, they are not displayed in a proper aligned manner. Okay, let's say I want to perform a addition of this, then I would want the units digits to be aligned in a proper manner. Okay, so it would rather than displaying the values in this manner, it would have been better if I had displayed it as space 1, space 2, and so on, space 9. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Okay, so we have a format method. Format 2D. Oh, not this. Run this program. Now make this change. Okay, I will explain you what this format does. Are you getting the same output as me? And did you observe the difference between the previous output and the current output? Tanmay, can you tell me what difference did you observe?
So I think she left it and she joined again. So I think you have to mute.
Okay.
Sir, I don't see a
Yeah.
difference.
1 minute. Let me show you again. See, this is the output. This is the current output. Okay. Previous program output is here. Can you notice any difference with this? Okay. And with this.
There's a space
Yes, right?
in
See,
front.
the units digits are aligned properly. Okay, 9 is above 0 and so on. Okay, so how do we do this? For that, like when you're displaying values onto the screen, you would want to format it, like you want to display it in a particular way. Okay, for that, we can use the format function within print. Okay, so format, you have to tell two things to it. Okay, what is the value that I have to display? Okay, in our case, the value to be displayed is the value in the variable count, and then in which format. Okay, so count is what kind of a variable? What is the type of count?
In
Data type.
the oh,
Yeah, you were
String.
telling what is that?
integer.
Integer. Count is of integer type. Okay, so when you are displaying an integer, okay, let me write that. Um, where is the text part? Yeah. The format method. Okay, if you are displaying an integer, you will use the code D. Okay, D to say that you should print it in integer form. Okay, if it is a real number, what is the type? Okay, if you have 1.33 something like that, what is the type you will use? What is the type of the value? What do we call it?
Float.
Float. You see, whatever things are being taught in the class, unless you don't revise, you will not be able to recall. Okay, so if we are printing a string, you can you should use the code yes. Okay, so in our case, format count, because it is an integer, I have used D. Okay, and also look at we also have given a number. Okay, So when we give a number before D, it means that it stands for the minimum width. Okay, minimum width specifier. So what do we mean by minimum width specifier? Okay, print format, print the value of count in such a format that it is in integer format. D says that it is in integer format, and the output should be 2 characters wide. Okay, so even if the value in it is not of 2 characters, okay, what we do is we add an additional padding character, which is the space. Okay, if count already has a two-digit value, has there do you see a space added at the beginning in the output?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
No, before 10. Before 10, do you see a space?
Yes,
One
sir.
zero. No, there is
No.
no space.
No.
See, before 9, you have a space. Can you see here? When count was 1, there is a space. When count was 2, are you able to see the screen here that I am highlighting? Is it visible to
Yes.
you?
Yes,
You can
sir.
see that, right? Yeah. So there is a space before all these values because the value of the count at that point was only 1 character wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it had only one digit. 10 already has 2 digits, so it is not going to add the padding character. Okay, so this additional character that gets added when the width of the output is not or when the width is lesser than the specified width, then it will add spaces at the beginning. Okay, suppose if I were to print numbers 3 digits wide, what change should I do?
3D.
That's
3D
all. Okay.
format.
Yeah. Okay. 3D. If you write instead of 2, if you write 3, it will print it 3 characters wide. Let's see that. Okay, you can also make the changes and look for yourself. Do you see now? 10 also has got one leading space. 9 has got two leading spaces. Okay. So it will add spaces such that the total width should be at least the minimum width specified. Okay. Suppose the value is much larger than this. Okay, say suppose counts value was 1000 and I ask you to print it in 3D format. Okay, if I give the width specifier as 3D, okay, so it doesn't mean that it will print only 3 digits out of 1000. Okay, so this 3 or any number that we write here stands as the minimum width specifier. It says that the minimum width of the output should be this much at least. Okay, if it is larger than it, okay, then it's not a problem. Okay, if I try printing, okay, let me show you an example of it. Print format 1234 comma 5D. Okay, I will print this with different width settings. If I in one I will print it with 4, in another 3. Okay, so can you tell me what would be the output if I run the program? What would 5D print? This print statement, what will it print?
There'll be a space and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Tanmay, what will be the output of the next print?
So there would be 4 spaces.
4 spaces. Why? Isn't 1, 2, 3,
No,
4
no, no,
already
no, no,
four
no.
characters wide?
Yeah, there will be space.
1, 2, 3, 4 is already 4 spaces, so 4 characters wide. So it is satisfying the minimum width criteria. So no spaces are adding. In the first print, 1, 2, 3, 4 is only 4 characters wide, but the minimum width specifier says 5. Okay, so uh, it display it adds a leading space to make it 5 character wide. In the last print, minimum width specifier says 3, but it is already 4 characters wide, so it doesn't apply any padding. It will display the same value. Okay, So do you see the output here? This is the output of 5D. This is the output of 4D. This is the output of 3D. Okay. Just I will be back. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay. What were we discussing? So did you understand this minimum bit specification?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Uh, Now that I discussed float also, I will just show you a simple example. Here. Okay. Print format 22 by 7 comma 0.3 f. Okay. You also add the statement. You can also try it along with me. Okay. So here, when you specify for a floating point value, okay, 22 by 7, you know that it's a recurring decimal. Okay, so the number of decimal points after the decimal digit is infinite. Okay, we can't keep on printing that. So you can decide upon how many bits of precision, how many digits of precision you want. Okay, so when you are giving float values, when you say zero point 0.3, okay, then it means that after the decimal digit you will have a precision up to 3 digits. Okay, can you see the output here? Pi value has been approximated to 3 digits. Let me make it to 0.6f instead of 0.3f. Okay, let me run the program. So we this time it has approximated the value to 6 digits after the decimal point. Okay, 0.6f. Suppose I give this as 7. Okay, 7.3, let's say. Okay, let's run the program. What do you make of 7.3f? Can you tell me looking at the output? Okay, there are two spaces that were added before 3.143. What does 7 mean?
So since there are like 5 characters in 3.143, So to
Yes.
leave two
Okay.
space between.
So even the decimal digit, the decimal dot also counts as a character. Okay. So 3.143, 5 characters are there, but the minimum width says how much? How much here? What is the
7.
minimum width? Hello?
Sir,
Tanmay, go ahead.
7.
7, right? So it says the minimum width should be 7 because the output is not 7 characters wide. It is only 5 characters wide. It also has added two spaces to make it totally 7 characters. Okay, so this is how you can format float values. So if I make it as 7.2, what would happen? What would be the output?
There'll be three spaces between.
And then
Um,
what would be the value displayed? Run.
3.14.
Okay, run the program and you can verify that for yourself. Okay, so it is 3 spaces followed by 3.14. 0.2 means 2 digits after the decimal space. 7 means the width or the minimum width of the output should be at least 7 characters. Okay, did you understand the format method?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Tanmay, any doubts?
Sir,
Hello?
I have a.
Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I
So I
can.
don't
I can. Go
understand
ahead.
the. I don't understand
Huh.
the use of 7 in line 21.
Yeah, okay. So, did you run the program?
Yes, sir, but I don't
Type
understand. But
this.
I didn't understand.
Okay. So, you understood the previous ones, right? With
Yes,
the
I
5D,
understood the
4D,
previous
and
one.
all. So, what does this 5 stands for?
5 characters in the output.
5 characters. What is that? The minimum width should be 5 characters.
Yes.
Okay. Same way here, 7, the first digit before the decimal point. Okay. If I write A point B, A stands for the minimum width, B stands for the like. Okay, let me. If in the format, if we write A point B F, okay, so A would refer to the minimum width, okay, minimum width of the output. B would refer to the precision, how many digits you want after the decimal point. Okay, so in our case, A is 7, B is 2, right? 7.2 F.
Yes, sir.
So 0.2 means in the output, if you are displaying a decimal value, display only 2 digits, approximate it only to 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay, see, pi has been approximated to 2 digits, which is 3.14. Okay, but the minimum width of the output says that it should be 7 characters wide.
Yes, sir.
3.14. If you count, how many characters do we have? 3 is 1, point is 2, 1 is 3, 4 is fourth character.
Fourth
So there
character.
is only 4 characters. There is only 4 characters, but the output here says that it should be 7 characters wide. Okay. So because it is lesser, what do you observe before 3.14?
There are 3 spaces.
3 spaces. So totally how many? 4 plus 3? 4 characters plus 3
7
spaces?
character. 7
7. Okay.
character.
Did you now understand what is 7.2f?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So this will be particularly useful when you are displaying decimal values. Okay, so if you want to align the values, so let's say you are writing a billing program. Okay, so when you are obviously doing billing, you will also have the decimal point, 50 paise, 20 paise, something like that. Okay, and you want them so when you print a receipt, you would want those numbers to be properly aligned. Okay, so in such cases we make use of this format method. Okay, we will come across that example later. okay, where we will solve a billing program. We'll write a billing program where the user will enter what are the elements he has taken, what are the items he has taken, and what is the quantity and price of each item. And then we will write a program to calculate the bill and all. There, it would be pretty much obvious. I will show that example later. Okay. For the time being, okay, let's worry only about the integers. Okay, format, how to use format with integers. Okay. So now we will see that because we have used 3D, okay, the values are properly aligned. Okay. Now let us go back to our previous problem now. Okay. So we have generated a random number between 1 to 100, asking the user to guess that number. And when I enter my guess, it will only give me a feedback. Okay. Like the actual random number was 85. So 56 is lower. I'm not getting another chance to guess the same number. Okay. So what we will do is I will modify the program. Okay. Uh, have you opened this program? Previous program? Do you have this program with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tanmay,
No, sir.
last class. We had did this in the last class.
We did this, but it's not. I'll
Ah,
research it.
okay. I will copy this in the chat window. You can copy it from there. Okay. Copy that and paste it into your IDE, and then we will keep making changes to it. So before we actually make changes to it, try to think of what all changes we have to make. Okay. So what part of this program should be repeated, what not. Okay. So can you tell me what all things we need to repeatedly perform in this program?
Sir,
Did
we
you
need to
first
use.
understood? Did you one minute? Did you guys understand the scenario first, like what we are trying to do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For example, let's say the program has generated a random number. Let's say 76. Okay. So I will make a guess, say as 35. So the program shows me that my guess is lower and it stops. Rather than that, it should. Can you mute when you are not talking? Okay, yeah. Okay. So let's going with the example. So after that, after it says my guess is lower, it should again ask me to guess the number again. Okay. Let's say I make my guess as 99. This time it will say it is higher and it will ask me again to guess. Like that, I have to repeatedly guess till I get the number. Okay, this is the problem. Okay. So now tell me what are the repeated operations in this scenario?
Um, Giving the input, so guess would be
Okay.
required.
Yeah. Asking the user to guess the number is a repeated operation. Okay. And then,
And then if it was wrong again, you have to tell that, or right, you have to again tell whether your answer is right or should we guess it higher or lower.
uh, so you should, the check also should be repeatedly done. Whether as to whether his guess was right. Okay. If his guess is right, we have to stop. Okay. There is no point again asking him to guess, right? Only if his guess is wrong, okay, then we can tell him whether his guess was higher or lower and then ask him to uh, enter his guess. Okay. So what about generating the random number? Is it a repeated operation?
No.
Tanmay, what do you think?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, right? That is to be done only once. Okay. So let's modify this program. Okay, we generate a random number. initially, okay, because we have said that the number is between 1 to 100, okay, okay, I will write this guess statement slightly later. While, okay, make the changes along with me. While guess is not equal to magic, okay, as long as my guess is incorrect, okay, guess is not equal to the random number generated, keep on repeatedly asking the user to enter his guess. Okay, then so when we have entered this loop itself, we know that guess is not equal to magic. So should we test this condition again? Is guess equal to magic? Hello?
Yes, sir.
No, like when we enter the while loop itself, we know that guess is not equal to magic, right? If this condition was true only, it would have entered the while loop. Otherwise, it would have not entered the loop itself. Okay, so we don't need this to this part now. Okay, so the guess is wrong. All we need to tell them is whether his guess was higher or lower. Okay, so this if else belongs to the while. Okay, the print statement belongs to the inner if, this print belongs to the inner else. Okay, and finally print you guessed right. Okay, what's the error here? Undependent guess. Huh. Okay, that's fine. So guess is not known previously, so I will set guess to -1. Okay, so if I set guess to -1, okay, it's initially it doesn't make any difference. Okay, but I should not set the value of guess between 1 and 100. Okay, why? Because the random number could possibly be that number 1 to 100. Can the random number generated be -1? Looking at
No.
line number 11, what are the possible random numbers that could be generated?
Numbers from 1
1 to
to 100.
100.
1 to 100 only. So initially to begin with, I want a value that is wrong in guess. Okay, so that we can enter the loop. Why? Because the loop entry condition is guess is not equal to magic. As long as guess is not equal to magic, keep asking the user new guesses. Okay, so that's why initially guess is set to -1. Magic will be some number that is not -1. So what will be the condition here? True or false for the first time?
False.
False. Okay. Huh? Tanmay, look, what is the value of the variable guess here?
Sir, the 15th line?
In the 15th line, what would be the value of guess?
Something which is not equal to 1
No, no,
to
no, no.
100.
It will be a specific value. What is that specific value?
Uh,
Look at line number 13. What did we do there?
-1.
What is that -1? -1 is the value stored into guess.
Yes.
Okay, so the value of guess is -1.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and the value in magic will be the random number generated, which will be 1 to 100. So will this condition be true or false?
True.
Why? Because magic can never be -1. Okay, Magic is in the range 1 to 100. So guess will not be equal to magic. Okay, for the first time. Okay, so because the condition is true, it will go to line number 16. Okay, in line number 16, here we are asking the user to enter. Okay, look at line 13, we ourselves set the value of -1. Okay, but when the program runs, okay, it will enter the while loop and it will ask the user to enter his guess. Okay, before we try to understand the program, let's look at the program output. Okay, see, it is asking me to enter my guess. I will write it as 65. Okay, so it is now telling me your guess is higher, and it is again asking me to guess. So I come down to, let's say, 50. Okay, it says 50 is still higher. I guess maybe 25. Okay, so now it says 25 is lower. What should be my next guess?
20.
Tanmay, can you tell me? Huh? See, when I said 65, it said it's higher. When I said 50, it said it's higher. When I came down to 25, it's saying your guess is lower. So value is in between, somewhere between what two values? At least for now, what information do you have? 50 is greater than the random number, and 25 is lesser. So it is in the range 25 to 50. Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what would be, Tanmay, if you were to guess, what would you guess next?
Uh, 30 maybe?
Why not 20?
Sir, isn't it supposed to be between 25 to 50?
25 and 50, right? So for sure it can't be lesser than 25. Okay, so my guess should be somewhere between 25 to 50, something like 30, whatever. Okay, let's say 40. Okay, 40 is even lower. So now what is the possible range? 40 to 50. Okay, I have to guess in between that. Let's say 45. Okay, 45 is higher. Okay, tell me in the next guess. You guys only tell me what some possible value for guess.
Hmm, 43.
Okay, so the number is between which the random number is in between what range now? At least for now, what do you know?
45.
In between which two values?
40 and 45.
40 and 45. So my guess should be a value in that range. Okay, like as you said, let's say 43. Okay. Okay. So did you see there is an error in my program? Can you tell me what was the error? What was the unwanted input output that we got
Your guess is lower.
for
That,
43? But
yeah.
actually 43 was the right guess. But still my program said your guess is lower. What could be the possible error?
We used else print your guess is lower. So even if the answer
Ah,
was right, it will say that.
why did it go to the else part?
Because
Because,
Huh. Well, yeah. See, magic contained 43. 43 was the random number generated. Guess also contained 43, but still it went to the else part. Why do you think so? What is the
because
if condition here?
guess is not like 43 wasn't greater than,
Then 43,
yeah.
right? So it went to the else part. Okay. And because the condition was false, it simply went here and it printed your guess is lower. Okay. After that, again it will check whether guess is not equal to magic. Okay. In in this case, okay, guess is actually equal to magic. So this condition fails. 43 is equal to 43. It comes out of the while loop, and then it displayed you guessed right. Okay. So our we should not have used else here. Rather, elif. What condition should I write?
Elif
Ah,
guess is less than magic.
okay. Only when it is less than, display that message saying lower. Okay. If it is equal to, it would do nothing. Okay. So let's see the execution again. Okay. Uh, both of you are you using Spider now?
Yes.
Sir,
Tanmay?
sir, my laptop couldn't install Anaconda, so I'm still using PyCharm.
PyCharm, okay. PyCharm also will have a debug facility. Okay. For the time being, you just look at the program here. Okay. Uh, I will show you how to run the program in a debug mode, step by step manner. Okay. So when you have a larger program, okay, this is another way of trying to understand the program. Okay. So when you bring your cursor to the line numbers, do you see this red circle coming up? Okay, can both of you see this red circle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tanmay, can you see on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this red line indicates a breakpoint. Okay, so what happens is currently there are no breakpoints. So the program will run linearly. It will go to line number 9, 11, 13, okay, and so on, and it will run till completion. Okay, so what we want is, I will say stop at a particular point. From there on, we will go only one step at a time. Okay, to set up a stop, we call this as a breakpoint. Okay, just click there. If you click on next to the line number, okay, that red button stays. 1 minute, just 2 minutes. I am getting a call. I'll be back. Okay, sorry. Uh, yes. Okay, so I was talking about setting a breakpoint. Okay, after setting a breakpoint, see this was the run button. Okay, this will run this till completion. Here we have a debug file option. Okay, so let's run this. When you click on debug, what it will do is it will execute the program and stop at line number 13. Okay, so let me also keep this space more. Okay, this is called as the variable explorer. Okay, it will show what are the values of different variables. Okay, at a particular point in time. Okay, okay. So now the program has executed line number 9 and line number 11. It has generated a random number and stored it into the variable magic. Okay. After that, see at this point it knows only the variable magic. Okay. So from here on, we will execute it line by line. To execute it line by line, okay, we will use this run current line option. When I click on that, it has executed line number 13. So you see the guess variable was created and its value is -1. Okay. Next, it is waiting at line number 15. So again click run current line. At this point, okay, the value of guess is -1. You can see here magic is 23. So -1 is not equal to 23. It will be true. It will enter the while loop. Okay, so it is now running line 16. Next, the program will ask us to enter a value. Okay, let's say I have entered 56. Okay, so you see now guess which was -1 changed its value to 56. Okay, after this it comes to line number 17. Okay, again guess is compared against magic. Okay, so will this condition be true or false in this case? Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello. Okay, guess means
Yes,
I'm asking line number 17, is the condition true or false? Look at the values of guess and magic. What are the values of guess and magic here?
False.
Okay, what are the values of guess and magic?
Magic is 23 and guess is 56.
Okay, so why is it false then? Is
Oh,
56 not greater than 23?
sorry, I read it the wrong way.
Huh. Okay. So because now when I execute line number 17, condition is true. Okay. So control enters the body of the if statement, which is this print statement. Okay. So now when I execute the print statement, it displayed your guess is higher. And did you look at the arrow? What did you observe with regard to the arrow? From which line to which line it went? Did it go forward or backward?
Backward.
Okay, Tanmay,
yes, sir.
what did you observe?
Uh,
Are you paying attention? Hello?
sir, yeah, I'm here.
Huh. So I'm asking you something like, what did you observe here?
Sir,
If you're not following, I keep repeatedly telling that you can interrupt me and ask me if you don't understand. Okay. If you keep quiet, I think that you have understood things.
okay, sir.
Okay, feel free to ask. Okay, the point is that at the end of the thing, you have to learn. Okay, so after this condition 17 was true, line number 17, the condition was true, it will execute the print statement. Okay, and it doesn't execute the elif because this condition was true. If this condition is true, it will execute the body. If the condition is false, it will execute the elif. Okay, because this was true, it skips off the elif. After elif, there is nothing else in the while loop, so it goes to the next iteration. It went back again. It goes to line number 15. Okay, so at this point, tell me what will be the result of the condition in line number 15. Will it be true or false?
Uh, false.
Why?
Uh, because the number is higher. The
Which
guess.
one?
The
No, no.
guess.
What is line number 15 checking?
If guess is not equal to magic.
Then why are it worrying about being higher or lesser? So I'm asking
Uh,
what will be the result of the condition here? Guess not equal to magic.
it is not
What is
equal
the
to
result
magic.
of so what is the result when you test
True.
a condition? Huh. Okay. So 56 is not equal to 23. So again, in the second iteration also, the condition is true. So it will again ask the user. Okay. See, if I run the current line, okay, because condition was true, it comes to line 16. If this condition was false, it will go to line number 22. Okay. So 56 is not equal to 23. Uh, so it displayed the guess as higher. Okay, and now it will ask me to guess again. Okay, let's say I give the guess as 15. Okay, now line number 17, what would you expect to happen in line number 17? Tanmay?
Yes, sir. Line 70 shows that if the guess number is greater
uh,
than the magic number, the
okay, so what
random
are the values
number.
of guess and magic?
Guess is 15, magic is 23.
So what is the
So,
result of the condition?
false.
Okay, if it is false, which line will it execute next?
LF.
Okay, so that's how you have to understand the flow of the programs. Okay, so because 15 is not greater than 23, it goes to line number 19. Okay, so here we are checking whether guess is less than magic. Okay, Disha, what would happen in this case?
So it'll be true.
True, because 15 is less than 23. Because it is true, what will it do next?
It'll print your guess is lower, and then again
Yeah.
the input
Okay.
value will come.
So it says your guess is lower and it goes back to check this condition whether guess is not equal to magic. Okay. So again, guess is not equal to magic. 15 is not equal to 23. It enters again. Okay. Sorry, this. It asks me to guess the number again. Let's say I give it as 21. Okay. So in this case, is 21 greater than 23? No. It goes to the else part, 21 less than 23, yes. So it prints your guess is lower. Okay, it asks me to guess again. Guess is not equal to magic. It enters the while loop and then asks me to enter my guess. Let's say 25. Okay. And 25 is greater than 23. Condition is true. It will print your guess is higher. Again, checks whether guess and magic are different. Yes, they are different. So it asks the user to enter the guess. Let's say I enter 23. Okay. Next. Oh, I have to press enter here. Okay, fine. So after entering 23, so it will check the line number 17. Is 23 greater than 23? Is it true or false? Line number 17?
False.
False. So it comes to the else part. What about the else part? Will it be true or false?
False.
False. Okay, so even this print statement won't be executed. And then now it comes to the beginning of the while loop. Here, what will happen?
It'll be false here again.
Uh, why?
Because
Guess
22
and magic.
are
Huh. Guess
equal.
also has a value 23. Magic also has a value 23. 23 not equal to 23 is false. So when the while loop, so what happens in a while loop when the condition is false? It will not enter the body of the while loop. These statements will not be executed. It will go to the next instruction in the program. Okay. So now which is the next line to be executed? Tanmay, can you tell me? Line number 15 is going to
Yes,
fail. Which is
yes,
the
sir.
statement? Which line will be executed next after line 15?
17.
17?
Uh,
Why
uh,
do you think so? 17?
because the 15th statement fails.
If the 15th statement fails, it doesn't enter the while loop at all. All this time, the guess and magic were different. That's why the condition was true, not equal to. I'm
Okay.
checking for not equal to. So in that case,
Okay.
it would enter. But both are 23 now. Okay. So 23 not equal to 23 is false, not true. Okay. If the condition is 23 equal to 23, then it is true. Okay. 23 not equal to 23 is false. So it will skip this entire part. Okay. It will go to line 22. See here. Did you observe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, can you summarize how a while loop executes? How a while loop
So
behaves?
first we give a statement. If it's true,
Ah, ah,
it executes the body. If
body,
it's
right?
false, if it falls,
Ah,
it sh-
ah.
it does it doesn't execute the
Okay.
body.
So how many times it repeats?
Sir, it repeats as many times you command.
As long as this specified condition is true. Okay.
Yes.
So as long as this condition is true, it keeps on executing whatever you write in the body of the while loop. Okay. And even within the body of the while loop, if you want selective execution, okay, you can write if statements also. Okay, you can write a condition as part of a loop. That's also possible. Okay. Now it has come to line number 22. It displays you guessed right, and then it displays the random number as well. And at this point, my program has terminated. Okay, so this is how you can make use of this stepwise execution to understand the behavior of the control structures, while loop, if, elif, all these things. Okay, let's. Any doubts in this question now? Did you understand this program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Tanmay, any questions?
No, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
I have
Okay.
a doubt. Uh,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so, like, for example, like in this
Huh.
game, if you wanna like
Huh.
give a print statement to give the number of attempts you have taken to get the right answer, how can you do that? Will that be really complicated or?
Okay. 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 That's a good question. Let's try that. Okay. Uh, Let me take part of the code. Okay. Let's write that as a program. Let's generate a random number. Uh, okay. Number of tries. Let's say that the user will enter the number of tries. Or do you want it to be a fixed value? How do you want it, Disha?
5.
Hello? Okay, so you
Like,
want it to be
oh,
fixed, or you can even ask the user to maybe you can allow that to be set also. Enter the max number of tries. Okay. So later maybe if you want it 5, you can enter it as 5. Okay. Guess is equal to okay. I will keep another one as count. Initially, I have not made any guesses. That's why I have set count to 0. And like in our earlier program, I initially set guess to -1 so that uh, while guess is not equal to what was that magic. Okay. At the same time, I should also check another condition. What is that other condition? I should not have exceeded the number of tries. Okay. So sorry, not this and count is not greater than number of tries. Okay. So keep on repeating. When do I want to repeat? Either when the user has guessed it wrong, okay, or if he still has the number of tries is still lesser than the total number of tries. Okay, his current number of tries is lesser than the total number of tries. Okay, so here let's read that guess is equal to what if eval input enter your guess. Okay, because he has entered the guess, I will count this as one attempt. So every time he enters a number, I will increase the count by 1. Okay. Guess number 2 dot. If guess is less than what is that magic? Let me copy paste that rather. And if is greater than magic, greater than magic, we get this higher. After this, if guess is equal to magic, print You have guessed it right. Okay. So let me tell you how we are. What should be the thought process while developing this program. So I have to find out as to in what cases I have to perform a repeated operation. Okay. So now it is subject to two conditions. One is that the guess is not equal to magic. Okay. If guess is not equal to magic, I have to ask the user to again guess. And also it should also be subject to one more condition, that the number of current tries should not exceed the maximum number of tries. Okay. So we want both these conditions to be satisfied. Count count is greater than or equal to, when it is equal to, when it is equal to the number of tries, I should not. Okay, it should be greater than or equal to. Okay, okay, greater than or equal to, and here you have to understand how the AND condition works. We already have learned that. So when will the AND condition fail?
When either one or both the
Uh,
conditions turn out to be
so
false.
so there are two possibilities. Either because the first condition was wrong, okay, or because the second condition was wrong. Okay. So if the first condition was wrong, what does it indicate?
So then we have to guess the number again.
If the first condition was wrong,
Oh, okay. Then
if
it'll
the
be over.
huh,
Sorry.
then we have finished guessing the number. Okay. So this while loop could have failed either because this condition failing. Okay. If this condition fails, it means that we have found the number, or if this condition has failed, when will this happen?
ನನಗೆ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು. ಎರಡೇ ಸ್ಲೈಸ್.
Tanmay, keep your mic on mute. Okay. So the second condition says so if the second condition fails, okay, then we have reached the number of ties. Okay. So if count is equal to number of try, I think it should be, maybe this should run one time more or less. Okay, we'll get to know that when we run the program. Okay, print number of attempts exceeded. Okay, let's see. Let's run the program. Okay, so I think maybe it may run one time lesser or higher. Let's just see, and then we can accordingly fix. Let's say, as you told, I will keep the max number of tries to 5. Okay. Arey, what happened? Count. Sorry. Yeah, this condition. Count should be, as long as the count is less than tries, keep asking. Okay. And maybe this should be greater than or equal to. Yeah, okay. Max number of tries is 5. Yeah, okay. See, now it is asking me to guess. Let's say 66 or something. Okay. It says lower 88. still lower. 95 is higher. 90 is lower, somewhere between 90 and 95, 94. Okay, so I was not able to finish within the prescribed number of tries. Okay, 66, 88, 95, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I made 5 tries and I was unable to find the number. Okay, let's rerun the program. Let me keep the number of tries to a slightly higher value to see whether the other case works. I'm keeping it to 10. Okay, let me guess it as 55. 55 is lower. It's 77. Still lower. Okay. 89 is also lower. 95. 99. Okay. Okay. So, did you get the program now,
Yes, sir.
Disha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt? Tanmay, any doubts in the program?
No, sir.
Okay. So first, that's what, like when you are trying to solve a program, you have to identify, okay, what all conditions I have to write. Okay, and it's quite common that when you write the first version of the program may fail, but it gives you a fair idea as to what could have gone wrong in your program. Okay, I had written the condition wrong here, so the while loop failed at the very first time. Okay, even though guess was not equal to magic, this part was true. The count condition failed. Okay, the condition that I wrote earlier, and that's why it didn't even enter the while loop. That's why it did not even ask the user to enter the values. Okay, and it went to these if conditions, and none of these if conditions will be true, so it printed nothing. Okay, so once I fixed this, okay, then we can see, like for example, we have set the number of num tries to 10. Okay, count is 0. So when I gave 55, the count is less than 0 is less than 10 times. So this condition is also true. 55 is not equal to the random number generated 99. Okay, so both these conditions were true. It entered. It asked me to enter a value, so I gave it as 55. I increased the count. Okay, I have finished one of my guesses, so count value is now 1. And next I check whether it is less than or greater than or so on. Okay, so this keeps on repeating. Okay, if I have so when I guessed the value as 99, okay, at that point this condition fails. Okay, even though count is only 5, which is less than 10 that we had set earlier. Okay, because the first condition failed, it comes out of the while loop. Okay, and then we check whether guess is equal to magic. Yes, 99 is equal to 99. It has displayed, you have guessed it right. Count at this point was 5, which is not greater than or equal to number of tries. So it doesn't display this. Number of attempts succeeded is not displayed. Okay. On the other hand, I keep on guessing wrongly. Then at a point, count becomes equal to number of tries. So this condition fails. It comes out to the while loop. Okay. This condition would fail because guess is not matching the magic number. But this condition, count greater than or equal to number of tries, will match. Okay, this condition could have been just equal to also. Greater is not really required. It would print number of attempts exceeded. Okay, this is how the program would run. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So next, we look at another program. Here, excuse me. Take down the problem. Write a program. Write a program that calculates, write a program that calculates a series of numbers, calculate a series of numbers given as input, given as input till 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 a zero is encountered, till a zero is encountered. Okay, so let's try to understand the program. So this program will keep on asking the user enter a number, enter a number, enter a number. So when should it stop?
Till we get 0.
When it encounters a zero.
So till we give the input as zero, it should keep on reading the numbers. Okay, and what it should do with these numbers? What is that we have asked in the program? With these numbers, what are you going to do? What is being calculated?
We have to add them.
We have to find the sum of those numbers that have been entered. Okay, so in this case, so the termination condition is when the entered value is zero, we have to stop summing. Otherwise, we need to keep on adding that value. Okay, so do I have the number set? Yes. Can you see this program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, type this program. Maybe you can. You can probably write a smaller message here. Enter an integer 0 to stop, something like that in brackets. Let me know when you're done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Then may you try to finish. Meanwhile, okay, if you have finished, just run the program and see how it behaves. I will explain the program.
Answer.
Done. Okay, good. Okay, so okay, so let's run the program. Enter an integer. So I enter 3, okay, 2, 1. So it keeps on asking the user for input till I haven't entered a 0. So if I enter a 0, then it calculates the sum of the numbers entered, which is 6. Okay, so we can run another sample. 44, 23, 56, okay, 7, 0. So the sum is 210. Let's try to understand the program. Okay. So first number we ask the user to enter, okay, which is stored in the variable data. To begin with, I create a variable sum, okay, and initialize it with 0 initially because I haven't added anything. Okay, we will keep sum as 0. Then we test whether the entered value is non-zero. Okay, so how do we test it? We write if data is not equal to 0. If data is not equal to 0, then it's a value that has to be added. So we take it up 44. Okay, for example, I entered 44. 44 is not equal to data. So sum is equal to sum plus data. Sum plus is equal to data should be read as sum is equal to sum plus data. Okay, so sum value is 0, data value is 44. So the new value of sum will be 44, 0 plus 44. Next time we enter 23. Okay, 23 is not equal to 0. So, okay, sorry. After calculating the sum, here we have an input statement. Okay, this input statement is repeatedly executed. This input statement is executed only once. It is not part of a loop that you have to observe. This will read the next value, which was 23. After line number 16, control goes back to line number 13, testing the condition. Is 23 not equal to 0? Condition is true. So 23 will be added to sum. 44 plus 23 will be 67. Okay, sum value will be 67 at this point. Yeah, I can show you the stepwise execution. Okay. Oh, I had not saved the program. That was the error. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay. So it asked me to enter a number 44. Okay. So now the data variable has been created which has the value 44. After executing the next line, sum is created which is 0. Again, we are checking whether 44 is not equal to 0. Condition is true. It enters the while loop. Now we are adding 44 to sum. Sum's previous value is 0. When I add 44 to it, sum becomes 44. Okay. Next, the user the user is asked to enter a number. Let's say 4. Okay. Then data now has 4. 4 not equal to 0 is again true. It enters. It adds that 4 to the old sum which was 44. So new value of sum would be 44 plus 4, 48. Okay. Like that I can, so let's say the user entered 33. Okay. 33 is not equal to 0. 33, add 33 to the previous sum, it becomes 81. This time, okay, let's say I enter 0. Okay, so here data value is 0. 0 not equal to 0 will fail. It will go to the, it will come out of the while loop, go on to execute line number 19, which displays the current value in sum, which is 81. Okay, sum is 81. Okay, next, take down. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
take down the next question. Write a program. Write a program to find the write a program to find the greatest common divisor. Greatest common divisor of two numbers m and n. Two numbers m and n using the following procedure. Okay, I will type it here. GCD of m comma n is equal to GCD of n comma m mod n, as long as n is not equal to 0. Otherwise, GCD of m comma n is equal to m if n equal to 0. Okay, copy this formula. Okay, So this formula or the algorithm is also called as the Euclid's algorithm. Okay, Euclid found out this procedure to compute the greatest common divisor. What do you understand from the greatest common divisor of two numbers? Hello?
It's the HCF.
Huh. Okay, like what do you understand the meaning? Explain it to me. I like as if I am new. Okay, I don't know what is GCD. What do you mean by the GCD?
So it's the highest or greatest
Huh.
factor of common factor between two numbers which can divide the
Again, I don't know what is common factor. Let's say I know only division.
s-
What does GCD stand for?
greatest common divisor.
Greatest common divisor of m and n is the largest number that divides both m and n, leaving a remainder 0. Okay, is this definition okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how do we find this? One way is to find out all the factors of m, all the factors of n. Next, find out the common factors. Among the common factors, find the largest one. Okay, that is one method. Okay, but again, like we should write a code for finding factors. Then we should write a code for finding common factors. Later, we should write code for finding the largest among those common factors. Rather than that, we have another procedure. Okay, GCD of m comma n, okay, is equal to GCD of n comma m mod n. So m and n are integers, okay, positive integers, and as long as n is not 0, I will apply this formula, okay, repeatedly. Whenever n becomes 0, then I use the second formula. If n is 0, I will use this particular formula. Okay, so GCD of 48 comma 64. Okay, I have just taken two random numbers. Okay, 48 and 64. I am supposed to find out the GCD. So now, which formula should I use? First one or the second one in this case? Tanmay, hello, Tanmay,
I'm
are you
sorry,
there?
sir. Yes, sir. My cursor
Ah,
is not working properly. Can you
no,
repeat
no,
the
no.
question?
I just have asked which formula should I use, first or second, when I am computing 4864, GCD of 48 and 64.
Sir. Sir, I think first one.
Hello?
Sir, can you hear me? The
Huh?
first formula.
Why?
Sir, it's more elaborated. Like the
Huh?
formula is clear.
Huh?
Sir, can
Both
you hear
formulas are
me?
clear. Both formulas are
Yeah.
clear. There is, huh? But which one should I take in this case? 48 comma 64.
Uh, First one.
First one, why?
Uh,
Can you read out the formula?
GCD and m divided by n as long as n is not equal to 0.
What is not equal to 0?
N
Huh? Okay. So what is the value of m and n in our example?
48 and 64.
Huh? So what is n?
64.
So 64, is it 0? No, right? That's why as
No,
long
so
as n is not equal to 0, I should use this formula. So according to this definition, what should this be equal to? BCD is equal to what? Tell me what is it equal to? Look at the formula here. The formula is given here. Apply that and tell me. Just replace n and m with the values. Disha, can you try?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
We use the first formula because n is
No,
not
no,
equal.
that's okay. That's okay. What should I get here? Apply the formula. I'm asking you to apply the formula. GCD of m comma n 48 comma 64 according to this formula. What should I write here? See, instead of m I have written 48, n I have written 64. So what should I write here?
Mm,
What do we
so
have
we
here?
64 comma.
That's all. I'm just asking you to apply a plain formula. That's all. 64 comma. Go ahead. Next. 48 mod 64. Right? I'm just plainly applying the formula. Okay. Is it clear till this particular part?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now find out this value. Find out what is 48 mod 64. When I divide 48 by 64, what is the remainder? Okay, just think of it. I will give you some 10 minutes time. Think of it. I will get back to you.
So it'll be 48.
Yeah, yeah. You calculate it by hand. Try to use for the formula. Try to find out the GCD. Okay, I will just join in 5 minutes. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. I have to do a registration. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So we'll see the computation part. Okay, so what is 48 mod 64?
48.
48 itself, right? Okay, if I have a smaller number mod a larger number, 3 mod 5 is 3 itself. Okay, when I try dividing 3 by 5, okay, 5 zeros are 0 and remainder is 3. Something similar, 48 mod 64 is 48 itself. Okay, so this form changed to the second form. Now if I have to apply a formula again, I have to apply the first one because the second part is still not 0. Okay, so now tell me what is 64 mod 48. If I divide 64 by 48, what is the remainder?
16.
16. Okay, so tell me here what it should be. It should be GCD of 48 comma 16. Okay, Tanmay, which formula should I apply now?
So same sir, same sir.
So what will it be? Tell me. I will type you. You just tell me GCD of what? Go ahead. See, the formula is here. You just need to tell me values of m and n in that order, whatever it is written in the formula.
GCD of
Huh.
48 and 16. 48. 48 divided by
Wait,
16.
wait, wait, wait. 1 minute. 1 minute. See, GCD of m comma n, is it equal to GCD of m comma m mod n? What is
Sir.
the first value? What is the first
And
value? First value
16.
is n.
16.
Then you are saying 48, then 16. Okay, then
48
huh,
mod 16.
mod 16. Okay, okay. What is 48 mod 16? What is the remainder? Tanmay, are you there?
C.
Remainder.
Remainder. Well, 1 second, sir.
If 3 is the quotient, 16 threes are how much?
48. No,
So what would be the
yeah,
remainder?
0. 0, 0.
0. Okay, the remainder is 0. Why should it take so much time? Okay, so it would be GCD of, okay, I will write the 16 as is, and 48 mod 16, we came to know that it is 0. Okay, so now which formula should I apply this time?
Second formula.
Why?
So because n is equal to 0 here.
N has become 0. N is not non-zero now. N is actually 0. So I should apply the second formula. What is the, so according to the second formula, what is the result?
N is the result, which is 16.
Which is 16. Okay. So GCD of 48 comma 64 is 16. Okay, which means that 16 is the largest number that divides 48 and 64, leaving a remainder 0. 16 3 is 48, 16 4 is 64. Okay, you can see that it divides both, leaving a remainder 0, and the 16 is the largest such number that can divide 48 and 64, leaving a remainder 0. Okay, so this procedure is called as the Euclid's method. So, did you observe any repetition while doing the while applying the procedure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what should be the repeat? What should be the condition for repetition? When do you repeat?
When n is not equal to 0.
Right. Okay. So, when n is not equal to 0, I have to repeat what operation? This operation. Okay. When the condition fails, what should we do? When will the condition fail? Condition will fail when n becomes 0. At that point, whatever value m has, that would be the GCD. Okay, so if I were to write this while, okay, tell me the condition while,
While n is not equal to 0,
correct, n not
and
equal to 0.
and
Okay,
then use
now
the formula, first formula.
we have to use the first formula. Okay, but however, we can't write the exactly as GCD of m comma n directly. Okay, so what we will do is, okay, look at the values of m and n and the newer values of m and n. Okay, so let's call this on the left hand side are old values of m and n, newer values of m and n. Okay, so my newer m, okay, newer m is the first value in the GCD, which is my old n. Okay, here the first part, m part, is my n in the previous one. Okay, and what is the newer n? What is newer n equal to?
M mod n.
M mod n. That's all. Okay. So what we can do here is, if this is a bit confusing, you can store it in a temporary variable, or first we will say we will compute m mod n, and then my newer n will be equal to r. Okay. Oh, and okay. There is a problem here. The problem is this m mod n is my old mn. It should take old values of mn, but my previous instruction m is equal to n would have changed the value of for m to the newer value. Okay, so I should compute the remainder first. Okay, and then do the operations. Okay, compute m mod n and store it into some temporary variable. Let's call it r. So my new m is the old n, and my new n is the old m mod n that we have already computed and stored it in r. We write it in r. Okay, so I have given you the main part of the while loop. Okay, I want you to finish the program. Okay, I will leave that as an assignment. Okay, when we come to the next class, you should have finished this program to compute the GCD of two numbers. So, reading the input and all, you should be able to do. Okay, so you should read the values of m and n, run this program, and later display the GCD of m and n. Okay, so your program should print GCD of 68 and 44. For 64 and 48 is 16. In that particular format, I want the output to be. Okay, so any doubts in this so far?
No, sir.
Okay, so shall we stop it here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So let's stop here. Let me copy paste it here. GCD. Control S.